Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if not, welcome back. My name is Angelica Fitzgerald and today we have an updated mommy makeup tutorial. I will be showing you guys how to get this exact face beat. I just actually filmed it and I'm filming the intro backwards. So this is the exact makeup look we will be going through today. I share exactly how I apply everything, what products I use. This whole makeup look takes about 20 minutes to do, and I feel like it's a little bit glam, but a little natural glam, so you could definitely do this as an everyday look. But let's get right into this tutorial. I'm really excited to be back with all the beauty things, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to support my channel. Also, if you're interested in anything in this video for yourself, all of the items are linked down in the description box down below, and they are all affiliate links, which means I will earn a small kickback if you do purchase through those links. They don't cost you anything. I'll just get a little kickback, and that's a great way to support my channel and allow me to do this wonderful job on YouTube. So I appreciate you in advance if you do shop through those links. All right, I think that's it. Let's get into today's tutorial. All right, guys, I'm all fresh faced and clean. I just cleaned my whole face. And I also just got a spray tan like 2 days ago. I should say I did a self tan. I didn't get a spray tan. And it is 2 days old, which is honestly like my favorite point in the spray tan because you don't feel sticky at all, but it looks amazing. So side note, if you're interested in what self tanner I use and how I apply it, I just did a total self tanning tutorial video like 2 weeks ago, so I will link that up here and in the description box. But let's get into this video. Oh my gosh. So now that I'm looking at all my stuff down here, I really realize it's been a minute since I've done any kind of beauty tutorial. And also my makeup routine, it's like changed a lot, but also a lot of these products in today's video will likely be very familiar to you if you've seen any of my beauty tutorial videos. I am a total creature of habit. I like to find something that's awesome and just like never deviate from it. So anyways, you'll probably recognize a lot in this video, but I always start out with a cream. Something that's changed drastically since being pregnant and after birth is my skin is no longer like super oily. It is quite the opposite. It's super dry. So this is a collagen boosting day cream. I go in every single day with a collagen cream in the morning. And I love this one. It's by Xoxo. You can get it on Amazon, priced very fairly, and it works so well. It's a great hydrating face cream without making my skin feel oily. Because I'm currently filming this in like the hottest season possible. It is August. It is so freaking hot and humid. We have not had a day here under 100 in over a month. Today it's 104 and it's been crazy. Like every day it's been 110, 109, like insane. And even though I have drier skin, like you're gonna sweat when it's that hot. You're gonna be glowing in a way you don't want to be glowing. So this moisturizer doesn't add to making me oilier or shiny or anything like that. So I've been using this for a very long time. Love it. As you can tell, it just like goes right into the skin. So always recommend using a moisturizer before your makeup. Whatever works best for you. This one works best for me. If you have a little bit more drier skin, definitely check this out. And also it is a collagen cream, so it helps add that plumpness back into your skin, especially after consistent use. Definitely you'll notice a difference. Next is SPF. I go in with the City Beauty Skin Perfecting Daily Veil. Now this is a little bit pricier for a sunscreen, but it works so well. You'll see. So it comes out like pink palish almost. I don't know if y'all can kind of tell. It's got like a foundation consistency. It does not leave any kind of white film on the skin. And when I tell you, it fills in every single pore, which I have pretty big pores right along like my cheek, nose, under eye area. It fills them all in and it mattifies my skin even more. So if you are an oily skin gal, I even adored this more if possible when I had oily skin because it fights back oils like it's nobody's business. So this does a good job at keeping the oils at bay, but it doesn't like dehydrate my skin. It doesn't counteract the moisture I just put on, which I feel like sometimes can happen if you have drier skin. And look, it just seamlessly blended right in. And when I tell you, like, it just gives the perfect glaze over your face for your foundation to lay so smoothly on your skin. It's amazing. It's also SPF 39, which is great. I highly suggest year-round you're using SPF because there's just nothing more harmful than the sun on your skin constantly, and nothing that will age you quicker. So any SPF will do. This one wears really, really well under makeup though. So if you're looking for a good one, I highly suggest this. All right, let's get into the makeup part. So I'm gonna go in with my Lancome Teint Idol Ultra Wear. I feel like I've never pronounced that correctly. So sorry for butchering that, but this foundation is so good. I'm in the shade, what the heck shade am I in? 215C. It has kind of a medium warm tone to it. I have naturally very fair skin. I currently have a little bit of a tan, but I have like an olivey undertone. So that works for you. You will love this. So this has medium to full coverage. It's much more on the full coverage side, but it doesn't feel cakey. It doesn't look like you have a ton of foundation on. So this has just been my favorite go-to for the past month, ever since I started actually doing makeup again postpartum, because I really haven't been doing my makeup too much. As a mom, I do my makeup maybe twice a week, like max, and this has just been so nice. It lasts all day. Like, wear test is fantastic. I never have to touch up my face, and it's just beautiful on the skin. So I would highly recommend this one. I just apply it with my fingers everywhere, and then I blend it in with my Artiste brushes, which if you've followed me on YouTube or Instagram for the last almost 3 years, these have been my go-to for blending. They blend seamlessly. This is also the same set of brushes, like my OG brushes. I have not bought another set of Artiste brushes since these, and they're in fantastic condition. They're like a little bit dirty. I need to clean them, but talk about good quality, long-lasting brush that blends seamlessly and is just a good investment brush. Like, they're a little bit pricey, but this is definitely one of those you get what you pay for. You are not gonna need another makeup brush for years. They come in so many different shapes and sizes. If you want to get one, I would invest in the Oval 8 brush. This is the big chunky one. It's meant for blending foundation or just large product and cover a lot of space on your face. They obviously have all the ovals, oval 1 through 8. I think there might be one bigger than this, but this one's honestly huge. Like, you can see it next to my face. It's pretty big. And look at that. In like 2 seconds, my whole face is blended seamlessly. And these have just lasted me so well over the years. I have no need and no interest in getting another set of brushes anytime soon. Obviously you need a couple different brushes to apply different types of products, but this is just the best foundation brush ever. Like, can't rave enough about it, so just leave it at that. So next thing is concealer. We're gonna chisel the face out. I just look like a big, like, kind of ghosty white canvas right now. We will add dimension and depth and color back into it as we go. So obviously Tarte Shape Tape, it is like the best of the best concealer. It's definitely hyped up for a reason. It works so well. Honestly, they just released the Ultra Creamy concealer about 2 months ago, and I like this one better than the OG one. The OG one's still like, everybody needs it, but if you have drier under eyes or you tend to get creasing, I would recommend the Ultra Creamy one because it just kind of keeps the hydration there for a little bit longer. And if you want to have a face beat that really doesn't need to be touched up all day, this is the way to go. So I do not need a lot, just a little bit on the inside of the eyes, the forehead, the nose, and if you've watched any of my other videos, this part of my routine has not changed, and the chin. That's it. So this, it's definitely still full coverage like the OG Tarte concealer. It's just creamier. It's more wet of a formula. And it's just, I don't know, I feel like it does keep your under eyes, especially because that's something that can show your age pretty fast. That's something that we don't want to see, are those under eye creases, and this keeps them a little bit more at bay than the OG one. So I'm gonna go in with a damp beauty blender. If you've never used a beauty blender before, you soak this thing fully, like completely submerge underwater, get it sopping wet, then wring it out till it's somewhat dry, and that is the perfect beauty blender. It should be like double its size. It is 10 times harder to blend like a concealer or anything really with a dry beauty blender. So if you've ever wondered, why does my beauty blender not work that well? Maybe you need to soak it more, because the wetter it is, basically the better. It needs to be soaked, then towel dried off to where it's not like still carrying water inside of it, and then it's perfect. So you're just gonna go in, blend all this out, and blend. And see, it brightened right up, like just as well as the OG concealer, and it's just a little lighter weight in my opinion. Just looked at myself in the camera, and I feel like with the lights being so bright this way, it's making my face look way whiter than it is. I feel like I've said that in past tutorials before, because my lights are very, very bright, and since I have a tan on, my body's darker and then my face looks whiter, which is not a good combo, but I swear this like looks normal, not in this lighting. Next thing I like to do is just powder my face and pretty much let this set. I know it's so popular these days to use cream products for everything, like cream contour, cream blush, cream everything, which if that works for your skin, then you need to do always what works best for your skin. I do tend to look shinier when I use like all cream products. So I do like to set this part of my face so it's not moving anywhere. I go in with my Frankie Rose Cosmetics Pro Contour Palette. I don't use the contour colors, but they're two light shades. These two, they're kind of the color of my skin tone. So I kind of just blend those with a regular blending brush. This is just kind of basic. I'm pretty sure I got it at Sephora a couple years ago. And I just put this everywhere. And it adds just full natural color back into my face. So I don't look as, I guess, quote unquote, white as this freaking lighting situation is making me look. It makes my foundation and concealer just look very true to my natural skin color. Now, while I apply this, I wanted to chat with y'all about like cream stuff. So I'm definitely a don't knock it till you try it kind of person, because new products are always coming out and sometimes they're fantastic and it's kind of like, why did we not have this product to begin with? And I do feel like there are some cream contour sticks that are definitely awesome. Like they're hyped up for a reason. So I am gonna probably be getting some soon, but I would love to know y'all suggestions on cream contours you've tried that you've loved, that last long all day, that look natural, that are full coverage, like ones you love, even ones you don't love. If you want to leave them in the comments, I'll definitely be trying some soon, but I'm currently like always a fan of the powder stuff. All right, my face has more light. Now I'm gonna use this palette one more time at the end of the video when I'm doing eyeshadow for a base to my eyeshadow, so I'm not gonna put it away. By the way, I do have a discount code for this, I just remembered. I will write it at the bottom of the screen because I don't currently remember it. Frankie Rose Cosmetics, I used to work with them. I used to do sponsored work with them. I don't any longer, but they're a fantastic makeup brand, so definitely check them out. And if you find anything you like, use that code. Next I'm gonna go in with is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Pro Contour Powder Kits for us to chisel our face in. And I'm gonna use a really big fluff brush. I used to use a small brush for contouring, but then it made my contour look more like a line, like a stripe, rather than just a shadow of a cheekbone, which is more what we want. So I use a really big fluff brush. This, again, is from Sephora. I will link it below for you. And I just like kind of blend it all. Like I don't go in with one color. And for placement, I always like to go right where my ear is connected to my face. And then I go up like a centimeter. If you go a little bit higher than your true cheekbone, your face will look a little more lifted, which is what we want. So I like to go just a hair higher. So we get that kind of look. It's lifted, nice little shadow. We don't need any more than that. And I'm gonna go in next side, ear, centimeter higher, like right there. And we go into town. I'm gonna go in, same brush, same contour powder, put a little on my forehead. If you have a larger forehead, this will minimize the appearance, but it also, even if you have a smaller forehead, gives a nice little shadow. You do not need a lot. You do not want your forehead to look dark, and you don't want it to look super dark compared to your hairline. That is one of the biggest mistakes I used to make. I used to literally right here down be so dark, and then my scalp was so white. It was so clear that I had a ton of makeup on. So just want to be mindful of that. Last thing I like to do with this kit is just go under my chin and kind of accentuate the jawline, define it a little more, and pull it down your neck a little bit so it all blends nicely. You do not want to ever stop right at your face because you want it to all be the same color. Oh, I forgot. Actual last thing. Don't forget your ears. Your ears can stick out like a sore thumb, so I always just put a little bronzer on them. And that's it for contouring. Next thing I like to go in with is blush, which I use just a little blush brush. This is specifically for blush. I use the Tarte Natural Beauty blush. I've used this for years. I think the last 2 makeup tutorials I've done, I was still using this. It looks a lot more pigmented than it is. It's just so pretty on the skin. You'll see it adds just a nice rosiness. I even like this in the winter time. I used to use a different blush in the winter, and I like to go all the way up to my brow, do like a little C right here. And I do this right on top of the contour basically. And I like to come up my nose just a little bit. I used to use a different blush in the winter seasons that was a little bit more of a cooler tone, which I still like to, you know, switch it up a little. But honestly, in the winter, it is, you know, everything is so dark in colors in general. I actually have liked to continue using this like last year because it adds like a freshness to your face. Just because it's winter doesn't mean we need to be dull. So I like this year round. It's honestly just such a pretty blush. It just added the life into my face. So definitely love this. Tarte has fantastic blushes and they last all day long. Next is powder, which I'm actually out of my normal translucent setting powder. I am a big fan of the Laura Mercier powder. I just ran out of it literally last week. So we improvise, which is very easy to do. Like with makeup, you can use one product like 20 different ways. So this will be the only time I tell you to get a dry beauty blender with powder. This just works better for me. I know a lot of people still wet their beauty blender for powder application, but dry works better for me. So anyways, since I'm out of translucent setting powder, I'm gonna go in the same Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit and go in with the white. And we don't need too much. This does not blend out the same way as the Laura Mercier powder does. So we just need a little bit. And I'm gonna place this under my eye, lightly tap it, and bring it down to about the middle of my nose. This is definitely an important step if you do have under eye bags or under eye darkness. You can just tell actually, like one eye with applying the powder versus not, it's just so much more brighter and lifted. And then basically the same place I put my concealer earlier is the same place I put my powder. So under my eyes, on my forehead, on the top of my nose, like the bridge of my nose, on my chin, and then I do put some on my jawline. I'll show y'all in a minute, just to kind of define the bottom of my cheekbone a little more. Right here. So down. and it will not look like a line when we're done. Like, we're gonna blend it all in. I am a fan of letting this sit the rest of the time that I do my makeup. So we're gonna look like this for a couple minutes. All right, we're done with this palette. Now we're gonna go into brows, which I used to carve out my brows and spend a bunch of time making sure they were like perfect and even, and nobody has time for that anymore with a baby. So I go in with my CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow brush, and I just brush them up. It adds a little bit of darkness and fullness to them, and that is it. I no longer chisel my brows out. Honestly, one thing I kind of love about like our current makeup generation right now is I feel like a lot of people are embracing like a natural look. Like, we're not trying to look as chiseled and snatched and Barbie doll like as people were in like 2016 and 2015. So the natural brow is totally in, like totally in. And that's it. That's literally all I do. I just brush my brows up. I'm actually running a little bit low on this stuff. I feel like doing a makeup tutorial makes me realize what products I need to go repurchase. But that is a good testament to how much I like them, because I run out of my favorite stuff pretty frequently. So this brow gel is great. It also, it does act as a gel, so it holds your brows in place all day. And I just get this at Walmart. It's so inexpensive and it looks so good on. So that's it for the brows, just brush them up. Next, I'm gonna go in and carve out just the inside of my brow. So I'm gonna take my normal OG Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and get a concealer brush. So it's like a little flat, let's see, I don't know if you can see, oh, that doesn't, oh, you can kind of see it against my face. It's like a little flat pointy brush that if you were to put it on your eyelid, it'll fit nicely, and it looks most like a paintbrush basically. I'll insert a photo if what I'm saying is not making sense. I get just a little bit of the concealer from the little brush and I tap it on my eyelid. Now, we don't need a lot, so like really don't overdo it with the product. And I just use this to carve out the bottom of my brow so it has a little bit of shape. And then this is also gonna act as the base for our eyeshadow, which I've done this little technique for years, and it keeps my eyeshadow on literally until I want to take it off. It would keep my eyeshadow on for 2 days if I wanted. So once you carve out your brow, then just put the remaining concealer all over your lid and just try to make it as even as possible. So you can tell the difference between this eye and this eye. This one, it's not perfect, but it's just cleaned up a little bit underneath the brow, unlike this one, which I'm about to put the concealer under. So it just adds like a hair bit of clean, but it's still a very natural, fluffy looking brow. So there we go, little cleanup under the brow, and we're ready for eyeshadow. Now I'm gonna go back and grab my Frankie Rose Cosmetics little powder palette. Now really any brown powder you have will work for this. So you don't need this exact palette, but this is a really nice palette. And I get a little, what kind of brush do you call this? Everything, I've had this for so long, like the text is worn off, so I don't even have text to go off of what this is. But it's like a little flat brush. It'd be what you would apply like a concealer or some kind of face product if you did use a brush. This works really well because it's about the size of my entire eyelid. So I just mix in, same mix that I did earlier from my face powder, because I want this to be brought back to like a nice neutral color, basically my real color, my real skin tone color. I'm not trying to make this dark at all. Just bringing it back to zero. All right, and that is it. That is what I do to put a base on my eyelids before I do eyeshadow. And I don't do an extreme eyeshadow look at all. This is, you know, everyday makeup. but I still do this underneath it because whatever eyeshadow I put on is going to last all day, and that's what we want. So just adds like a nice clean base for you. So I'm gonna go in with my little Tartelette palette. This is like a little travel Tartelette kit. I don't think they're selling this exact palette right now, but the Tartelette and Bloom palette, which I used yesterday, like I kind of intertwine a lot of my palettes because they're so similar. That is a great one. Here, I'll show y'all. This palette I've had for years. It is fantastic. It's like the sister palette to this one. This one actually has a lot more colors. This is just a travel one, and it's just very pretty, simple. Neutral colors, that is what we love over here, all the neutrals. So I'm gonna go in with this shade, which is shade Bestie. Actually, the shade that I used in this one yesterday was shade Bestie. So this palette has all the same colors this one does and more. So I'd highly, highly, highly recommend this one. I'm gonna go in with the shade Bestie for my crease color, which is just a nice, simple, light neutral brown. And we're not gonna do anything fancy here. This is just what I do every single day to add some dimension to my eyelid. Just gonna go back and forth like a windshield wiper basically, and small circular motions in the crease of my eyelid. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is go in with shade Dreamer, which is a little bit darker of a brown, and just do the outside of my eyelid. I'm just gonna stamp literally the corner of my eyelid with this. And again, just adds a little bit of a shadow. All right, that's dark enough for me. And then last thing I'm gonna do, which by the way, I forgot to mention, the little eyeshadow brush I'm using, this is technically a crease brush. So it's just like a little fluffy brush that is easy to blend in very like exact spots on your eyelid. It's a very detailed brush. So I like that I have full control over my eyeshadow. It's not gonna like go somewhere I don't want it to. So again, I'll link this brush down in the description box. Last thing with our eyeshadow, I'm gonna go in with this white color. It's called Traveler. And I'm just gonna put it all on the inside of my eyelid. So I like to look at my eyelid as three parts, like the center and then the two triangle edges. So the outside edge was the dark part. Now the two insides, like the triangle and the center of my eyelid, I'm gonna put this light color over. So now that my eyeshadow is done, I like to go in with a clean brush and just make sure everything's nice and blended and I didn't, you know, separate the colors too much. We want all of it to look like one. So just make sure that light brown you went in with and the dark brown are nice and blended, and then that white didn't like overpower your eye. There we go. That's it. That is my everyday eyeshadow look. It's very simple, it's very minimalistic. Next thing I'm gonna go in with is lips. Always go in with the chapstick first. It just feels so good have hydrated lips before you put an actual lip color on. So my lip combos change pretty frequently. I have a couple different variations that I like. Today I'm gonna go in with two things that I have shared before. What is this? Too Faced Cool Girl. This is my outer layer, and then I'm just gonna put a gloss on top after I put this on. This is what I use to edge my lips, so I'm only gonna put this on the outside of my whole lip. All right, so it's only on the outside. Little tip, to make your lips look a little more full, I've said this before, but just overline a hair. Now you don't want to go crazy, you don't want to look silly, but just a little bit of overlining can definitely add a lot of volume to your lips. So I did that on the outside. Then I'm going to go in with my Tarte Lip Quencher in the shade Opal, which is kind of a whitish color. You can't tell because a lot of my darker lip shades are on the tip of this, so it looks dark, but it's just like past lip colors, and it basically makes the inside of my lips look really light, so it's a really pretty ombre effect. I'm just gonna put this on the entire inside of my lip. And there we go, added a really pretty like ombre look to my lips. I love, this is just like a classic neutral, it's good year round, and I just love it. So just 2 products, super simple. And the Tarte Lip Quencher I have been using for the past 2 years in this shade Opal. It looks pretty on any other tone. So if you want more of a pinky lip, so you do the liner and put that on it, it's gorgeous. If you want more of a red lip, you put liner on and put that on top, it's gorgeous. So the Opal Lip Quencher just makes any lip look beautiful. But I love this combo for like an everyday nude. So we're almost done. We have mascara and then we're just gonna blend the face and we'll be done. But I'm gonna go in with a little curler. I'll link this one below, it's great. And curl the lashes first. All right, and the mascara I've been loving lately is the Maneater Tarte Mascara. I also love the Lights Camera Lashes one in the like purple jar, I think. Tarte's mascaras are really awesome. And I just put this everywhere. This brush is amazing. It's so good at like opening and fanning out your lashes because it's got little pointy bristles. And I feel like it just fans out your lashes so nicely. All right, once the top is done, I just go in and do the bottom as well. And that's one eye done. Like, I always love the before and after when you do one eye and then you see the other one not done. Like, it is such a difference in how like bright and more popping your eye looks with mascara on versus not, and especially with a good mascara. Like, this one's fantastic and it lasts a while too. I feel like I only have to buy Tarte mascaras like once a quarter maybe. That's how long they last. So anyways, I'm gonna go in and do the other eye and we'll be right back. All right, all done. Now a little trick I wanted to share with y'all, just in case you get mascara on like your eyelid or underneath your eyes, to wipe it off and not like mess up the rest of your makeup. Let it dry first. Do not touch it when it's wet because then it'll just smudge. Let it completely dry. Honestly, if I get mascara on my eyelid, I let it sit there for the rest of my makeup for the remainder of what I have to do. I let it fully dry, and then just sometimes if you're lucky, you can just pick it off with your nail. But if it's like a really small piece, just go in with like a tiny piece of tweezers. Be careful because you don't want to pinch your eyelid. Would not be fun. But the whole thing will come off in like one clump and it won't smudge or anything like that. So just a little tip if you do get mascara on your eyelid. I know that's so frustrating, especially after you've done beautiful eyeshadow. But we're almost done. All we have to do is just blend in that white powder we put on earlier. So I just take a really big fluffy brush. It's so fluffy. And all I use it for is to blend my face at the end. So you want to blend your cheek out so you don't have that line. Oh, all these baby hairs. Shout out to postpartum hair loss. I'm going through it right now, by the way. So mamas, if y'all are going through that, I feel you. Like, I have to work so hard for my hair to look like it does now. If I just like pulled it back, I would look like the sun with little baby hairs sticking up everywhere. Like, it is insane. Anyways, that was off topic, but blend it all out. See that line, that white line that we had earlier? It's totally gone now. Do the same thing on your chin. Blend right here. Blend the forehead. I'm also feeling so lucky right now because our neighbors are having a giant pool installed. It's gonna be so gorgeous, and I wanna go hang out now over at their house a lot, but they are doing construction on it like 24/7. So it's a little bit loud. They're almost done with it, thank goodness, but they've been bringing in some big pieces. I think they have maybe a month left of construction, and it's a little loud. So I'm glad that They must be like on lunch break or something because I haven't heard any noise. So hallelujah. You're gonna blend in your nose a little bit and underneath your eyes. And that is it. That is our makeup routine. I'm gonna go pull my hair down real fast so I can be fully ready for the day. My little man is napping and he'll be up in like 30 minutes. So I will be all ready for the day when I'm done filming this video. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go put some dry shampoo in my hair real fast. All right, I just did some dry shampoo, brushed my hair out. My hair is ready for the day. And by the way, I curled my hair yesterday. I never retouch my curls when I am doing my dry shampoo throughout the week to make them last longer. I've done a lot of curling tutorials, and every time I get on social with curled hair, I get asked what curling tool I use. And it is the same Cheese Spin and Curl I've used for over 3 years now at this point. So I will link that below. It gives me just this gorgeous body of hair. The curl does get lighter and looser every day, but it still just looks so like pretty and full and almost like a blowout every day, as you can tell. And all I did was literally just put dry shampoo in it and brush it out. And this is the end result. It looks like I just got like a mini blowout, if you will. So I'll link that curler down below as well. But this is the end result for our face. This is what I do every single day. Like I said, it takes about 20 minutes to do the full face when I'm not talking to the camera. And I feel a little bit glam. I feel definitely ready for the day. And this does not move all day long. I don't have to touch it up. I look and feel great, and I know it's just not gonna move. So let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions, if you try this. I'd love to know how certain things in this video worked for you, or if something didn't work for you. I'd love to help you out, or make suggestions or recommendations based on whatever you guys need. That's what I'm here for, to be of service to you in any beauty and fashion way I can. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye.